I get to audit accounts every single day of e-commerce brands spending anywhere from a couple of $1,000 per month to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I have figured out a couple of most common and frequent media buying mistakes that I want to share with you today. We're going to talk about the 3 most common media buying mistakes that I see and how you can avoid them. So without any further ado, let's hop straight into it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Victor and I am the founder of Victory Media, a boutique Facebook marketing agency that exclusively works with D2C e-commerce brands to help them scale their business to the next level with the help of Facebook ads. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about the 3 most frequent media buying mistakes that I see happening on a daily basis. So given the fact that I own a Facebook marketing agency, I obviously get access to a lot of ad accounts out there, ranging from the fashion and apparel niche to the skincare brands out there to the pet supply brands. And obviously all of them have very different target personas, very different offers, but I do see those most frequent mistakes happening within those ad accounts over and over again. So therefore, I wanted to share those mistakes with you so you can proactively avoid them and be set up for success to grow your brand, e-commerce brand profitably through Facebook ads. And let's hop straight into it. And the first one is having a funnel within your ad account. Back in 2017-18, it was really popular to say, okay, you don't really want to optimize for purchase right at the gate or for conversions. You first want to go for some kind of a traffic or engagement campaign to warm up your ad account and get more traffic into your door to then be able to increase those remarketing pools as well as have more signals firing on your pixel. Honestly, even back in the day, I was pretty doubtful about that tactic because, truth be told, Facebook is pretty good at giving you what you tell Facebook that you want to have. If you want to have leads, Facebook will give you leads. If you want to have add to carts, Facebook will give you add to carts. And if you want to have traffic, Facebook will get you a lot of traffic at a low cost per click, but also at a cheap quality, and therefore your conversion rate and probably your overall returns will diminish. And back in the day, don't get me wrong, I've definitely heard stories here and there where it worked out pretty well for the particular brand or media buyer running and launching this strategy within their ad account, but times has changed. Nowadays, post iOS 14.5, your retargeting campaigns are most likely to not perform as well as they did previously, pre-iOS 14.5. And additionally to that, Facebook has become even more intelligent. They have gathered even more data to be able to properly figure out and filter out the people and really understand, okay, this person is going to buy. This person is just going to view an ad and click on the ad, but is most likely to not actually check out with that particular brand. And they also know those type of people that are most likely to just engage with your ad. And that is probably the most common mistake that I see happening within, especially junior buyer or founders managed ad accounts, where they go ahead and have like the 10 or 20 or sometimes even up to 40% of their marketing budget going for top of funnel traffic or engagement campaigns in order to, logically speaking, get more traffic into the door to be able to then remarket them and get more signal. But ultimately it has been proven over and over again by way bigger agencies than mine at Victory Media, by way bigger ad spends than we manage here at Victory Media, that if you want to have conversions, you should go for the conversion campaigns. You shouldn't overcomplicate your process within your ad account. This, first of all, just ends up being really kind of more of a unclear and not so tidied up process and an unclean ad account. But secondly, it also just wastes your ad dollars and makes your spend less efficient. So that was error number 1 that I see happening within most ad accounts out there, overcomplicating the process within your ad account, trying to build some type of funnel with a traffic, engagement, and then conversion campaign. This might have worked pretty well back in the day, but also, as I said back then, I was a little bit doubtful about that. But talking about the second mistake that I see happening with the majority of ad accounts out there, and that is just having simply too many ad sets. What do I mean with having too many ad sets? I see it a lot out there, even with higher spending accounts that they have within one campaign. They're spending maybe $2,000-$3,000 per day, and they have like 15 ad sets there, each at $100. And instead of consolidating their spend, they break it out into different ad sets. And doing this and committing this mistake leads to essentially 3 consequences. And that is, first, just kind of an unclean ad account. You're not really able to really properly attribute different ad results to a particular ad set. Secondly, however, as I said, similar to the first point, you have less statistical significance within your results, but most importantly, you are not going to exit the learning phase. For those of you who don't know what the learning phase is, make sure to check out my account. I've been talking about that all day long. However, essentially what it is, it's Facebook's optimization window. Facebook itself said that in order to be properly optimized within your ad set, you need to have 50 conversions every 7 days, within a period of 7 days. And therefore, in order to be fully optimized, or in order to run a fully optimized ad set that can go out there and actually get customers and new purchases at scale, you always want to make sure, and your main priority and main goal for every ad set out there should be to exit the learning phase, and should be to get 50 conversions per ad set per week. Now, getting 15 ad sets to get more than 50 conversions per week and exit the learning phase properly, to be properly optimized, is going to be pretty difficult, especially if you're not spending like above 100, 500, or even $1 million per month. So you really want to make sure that you consolidate your budget, consolidate your learnings, as well as your general results to make more data-driven or data-informed, how I like to call it, decisions, and make sure that you exit the learning phase. Because as I said, this should be your main goal with every ad set that you launch. You will want to go ahead and have over 50 conversions, because after this, your performance does not only stabilize, but Facebook is also better at actually going out and searching more customers at scale, and you will have an easier time actually scaling that ad set and having a less volatile performance within your ad account and across your business. Now, we have talked about the first mistake, having just kind of too much complexity within your ad account by trying to go for engagement and traffic campaigns. Secondly, we've talked about breaking out your spend into too many ad sets and not really exiting the learning phase. This is the second mistake that I see most brands committing out there. And lastly, I will just kind of name it attention to detail, or missing attention to detail. And this might be not as specific as the first two mistakes that I've named, but it's a little bit more broad. And what do I mean with missing attention to detail? Missing attention to detail starts off with your UTM parameters, with your landing page, with generally checking and QAing your different ad sets, to really making sure that you have some certain naming conventions within your ad account to keep it clean and keep it tidy, to be able to actually make a proper decision within your ad account. Let's dive into those 2 points that I just mentioned a little bit deeper for you to understand that, because I've seen it happening so often, even by myself, when I take a look at an ad or want to engage with an ad and I genuinely like the product, and maybe I'm actually in this target audience and willing to buy this product, and I click the ad and I'm being dropped off on a 404 landing page, and I see that this ad, for example, has already like 30,000 likes, so definitely a lot of scale behind this, and then it drops me off on a 404 landing page. I for sure know that a media buyer is going to get fired for that. So that is one thing where you really want to value attention to detail. You want to make sure that all your ads go to the proper landing page or proper product page. You want to make sure that your UTM parameters look clean. What I always like to do is really double or even triple check all the ad creatives and ad sets that go live. I really go ahead and go through every particular button when I launch a new ad creative and check whether the UTM parameters are the same. Because imagine you want to scale an ad set or an ad creative and you have just made a little bit of a wrong UTM parameters right there. And Google Analytics and all your cross-referencing performance and cross-referencing those results will get a lot more difficult. So missing attention to detail and the missing ability to properly Q&A your ad sets and your newly launched ad creatives, as I said, with spelling mistakes, with UTM parameters, with landing pages, you really want to make sure that you have that attention to detail and take those next 5 to 10 minutes, another 5 to 10 minutes to properly understand that you have done everything right. Same goes for just generally naming conventions. Obviously, you can change all your ad sets and ad creatives name within your ad account without having any influence on the ad delivery itself or optimization. So that I would say is a less of an error, but generally, out of my experience, I've seen for accounts that are really unclean and you don't really know what they were doing within their ad sets, and they usually also don't really know what they were doing within their ad sets or ad creatives, the performance is missing. And in order to properly, in my opinion at least, maybe I'm a little bit over exaggerating right here, but in my opinion, in order to compare apples by apples, you also want to make sure that you can actually see what is happening within this particular ad creative or ad set by just looking at the name. So you really want to have some more attention to detail, and that is something that I really value when it it's time to look for a new media buyer, or when I evaluate the performance of a particular media buyer that has been managing a new client's accounts in the past, to see, okay, how advanced is that media buyer? And I think missing attention to detail is the third most frequent mistake that I see happening with most mid-sized to junior accounts. So that's pretty much it. Those are the three most common mistakes that I see happening within most brands that we onboard or that I get to audit here through my agency. And that is, first, a missing kind of or overcomplicating structure within your ad account, not going for conversion campaigns, although you want to have conversions, trying to go for the traffic or engagement campaign and overcomplicating your funnel within your ad account. Secondly, going ahead and breaking out your budget into too many ad sets, which will prevent your spend or your ad set to exit the learning phase and be properly optimized for Facebook. And lastly, missing attention to detail by messing up your landing pages or not having your UTM parameters properly set up. So with that being said, that's pretty much it. So I hope that this video was of any help to you and that you can proactively take those learnings and avoid those mistakes happening within your ad accounts that you're managing or within your brand, and that if you have been committing those mistakes, make sure that you now change this going into the future. With that being said, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you spending your time with my video. This is the most valuable thing that you can give me. So if you like this video and the content and the things that I've been talking about and you think that this was valuable, I would also appreciate you liking this video. And if you want to know more about the most recent tricks and tips to how to grow your e-commerce brand profitably, especially with paid social, creative strategy, as well as nitty-gritty tips within your Facebook Ads Manager, then feel free to also hit that subscribe button right below. Either way, I'll hope to see you next Thursday for my next video. And on that note, keep growing. Thank you so much for watching the video to this point. I know that if you have come this far, that you form a part of an exclusive group of people that do not only talk, but walk the talk, and that you are hungry for more content. So therefore, I went ahead and picked out an exclusive video just for you that I know you're going to love. Check it out right here.